Time now for the Friend Zone. We bring on one of our friends from here at Fox onto the show. Tonight, our old friend Bret Baier. He hosts Special Report. He's not just a newsman and a political expert. He is also a history buff and a best-selling author. He's got a new book out tomorrow, actually. It's called 3 Days in Moscow, Ronald Reagan and the Fall of the Soviet Empire. Bret Baier joins us tonight. Hey, Bret.
Hey, Tucker. Thanks for having me.
Doug Brinkley, one of the most famous, maybe the most famous Reagan historian, calls this book, quote, one of the best and most essential books ever written about Ronald Reagan. I'm impressed.
And I didn't even pay him.
Bigger than your average blurb. No, it's amazing. 3 days. You sort of boiled down the pivotal moment to 3 days. What 3 days?
Well, it's the 3 days of the fourth summit between Reagan and Gorbachev, where Reagan goes to Moscow and he meets with Gorbachev. They're finalizing the nuclear arms treaty, but he also gives an uncovered, kind of an overlooked, for the most part, speech to Moscow State University students and takes Q&A from them. We used that 3 days to jump back and look at how Reagan gets to this point and really leads to the seminal moment of the Cold War coming to an end, the wall coming down, and communism really taking a hit. The whole world was changed soon after that.
What did Reagan know about communism or the Soviet Union that others missed?
From the very beginning, he thought that communism was just not going to make it, and that it was destined, as he said in a speech, for the ash heap of history. He spoke about that for a long time, even back when he was president of the Screen Actors Guild, fighting communism in Hollywood. And you see that throughout his life. He holds that principle, gives some really stinging speeches, including calling the Soviet Union the evil empire. But when Mikhail Gorbachev comes up, he sees in Gorbachev someone that he can negotiate with. And it was tough in some of those summits. We have a lot of behind the scenes, new nuggets, interviews. Interviewed Secretary of State George Shultz, who is a national treasure. At his age, remembers meetings like they were yesterday. Some oral histories that really had never been dug into about behind the scenes. And it really paints a picture of how the Cold War comes to the end.
Interesting. I have an office next to yours, so I know you've been working on this book for a while. What did you come away thinking about Reagan? Did it change your view of him?
Yeah, I think at the time he was underappreciated. You know, there were a lot of books looking back favorably to Reagan, but this is more reporting on history and some of the behind-the-scenes moments and in speeches. For example, when he gives that speech in Berlin at the Brandenburg Gate, tear down this wall, Mr. Gorbachev, there were about 10 people inside the White House who did not want him to say that. The State Department took it out of the speech multiple times. He kept on putting it back in. And he went to that speech with it not in. And we had a conversation in the limo on the way to the wall where he turns to an aide and says, you know what, the guys at State are going to kill me, but this is the right thing to do. And he puts it back in. Now, that speech happens on June 12th, 1987. We have a big summit coming up June 12th in Singapore, and I didn't plan it that way. But there is some synergy there on history.
Can you imagine being the guy who took out the phrase "tear down this wall"? I mean, I hope history treats him badly. This book, it's out tomorrow. The review, these are not just the normal blurbs where you get your friends to say, "Oh, great book, buy 2 copies." These are unbelievable, and they're from historians, so it's extra impressive. I'm reading it this weekend. Bret Baier, thank you. Great to see you. Congrats.
Thanks, Tucker. Appreciate it.